Hey guys, video 3. It's been a slow couple of weeks, so I only have a couple of things to talk about, but go ahead and get started. So first thing to talk about for this week is what to take to RTC. So effectively, they have a list in your start guide, this guy we talked about last week, and it is very short. Right there. Key things on there is like money. You can have like $50 in cash, I think. Checkbook, ID, stuff that you would bring to your recruiter normally. Your direct deposit sign up, make sure that's filled out because they're going to ask for it. Because the Navy doesn't do paper checks, they only do direct deposit. More specifically, there are female specific items. So if you're a girl, just make sure you check out what you can bring, because we can bring extra stuff the guys can't. Their list for things to bring is very short, but their list for things not to bring is pretty long. So in here there's another full page of, well, what not to bring to RTC, go figure. But it pretty much comes down to like, don't bring alcohol, don't bring electronics, don't anything like that. Anything that's alcohol based, they're going to send it home, box it up, and ship it back, and that's at your expense. So don't bring it unless you want to send it back. Your civilian clothes, they will box up and send back, also at your expense, but you have the option of donating them. So wear a pair of pants that are way too big, and wear a, well, not like way too big, that looks presentable, but wear a shirt that you don't really care about, and then just donate it, whatever, that way you don't have to send it back, because that's just money out of your pocket. But yeah, so they do that. That's the first night of P week, processing week. They just box everything up and ship it and give you your ditty bag, all that jazz. Anyway, so second thing to talk about today is advancement. There are two separate ways to get advanced. There's advancement prior to leaving, and there's advancement once you get to basic. Effectively, the easiest way to get advanced is, well, I mean, either way is pretty easy. If you think about it, just knowing your stuff is the easiest way. Sorry, it's like 7:30 in the morning, so still waking up. Let's see. So you can only be promoted up to E3. So they won't let you get promoted to petty officer before you actually do something. So just know that. So if you're guaranteed E3 before you, like when you get your contract, like I was, then that's as far as you can get promoted until you get to A school. And then after A school you can test to be promoted to 3rd class petty officer. But yeah, so let's see, advancement before you leave comes down to referrals, the referral program. And effectively, if you have a certain amount of referrals, it'll get you either letters from your recruit station or whatever, or it will get you promoted. So if you get, like, one of your friends is on the fence about joining the Navy, and you take them into your recruiter and you're like, hello, this is my friend Joe Bob, and he wants to talk to you about joining the Navy. Well, if Joe Bob here decides to join the Navy, then you get a referral for that, and it goes in your file. Those come in useful later in time too, like when you're testing for promotion. Like, let's say you have to have a 60 and you get a 59. Well, in any other circumstance, a 59 fails you. But if you have a letter in there, it could help you to get that 60. It could bump it up by 1 point. But yeah, so that's one way. Another way is if you have college, like if you've been out of high school and you've done some credits but you don't have your degree, so you're not qualified to be OCS or an officer candidate, then you may qualify for promotion. That's how I got mine. I have over 48 semester hours, so I was promoted to E3. But if you have over 24 semester hours or 36 quarter hours, that's also in the start guide. That's what I'm looking at. There's this whole chart right here for advancement. But if you have over that, then you're going to get promoted, as long as you pass the classes. They also have like vocational requirements, so if you went to a vocational school instead of a like accredited university, then you'll be able to get credit for that too. Two other ways: if you've been in RTC, I mean, you probably already know to tell your recruiter that, but if you didn't know, tell them. You can get advanced, depending on how many years you have been in RTC. Alright, so the other way is like Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, like if you were an Eagle Scout, or if you received the Girl Scout Gold Award. So just know that that's an option too. Then when you get to basically if you know your PQS stuff, like your orders and your sailor's creed and stuff like that, there's a chance for promotion. Typically they do one at a time, so if you're going in as an E1 and you go to basic and you like pass the test for all of your standard stuff, then they'll promote you. But only to E2, you have to do it a step at a time. Really the only way to jump classes is before. But anyway, so knowing your PQS stuff is going to be very, very important. But yeah, so those are the two topics I wanted to talk about. Last thing for me for this week, as per military, go figure, my ship date got moved up. Instead of leaving in July, on July 11th, I will now be leaving May 30th. So they bumped me up 6 weeks. I got the call this last week they needed an AV recruit to go. But that's, from what I hear, pretty typical. They said about 2 or 3 people out of each step class get the call, just to see if they can do it. It was optional. They make it sound pretty not optional when they tell you, but you do have the chance to say no if you like are going to be in a wedding or something and you absolutely can't go. But yeah, so just know that's a possibility and know that it's okay. You know, it's an extra 6 weeks of pay for me, so that's kind of nice. But other than that, it's been a slow couple of weeks. If you have any questions or any topics, as always, leave them below. I'll try to find the advancement stuff online and post a link to it, but your start guide is your best friend, so keep track of it. But that's it, so I will see you guys next week. Bye.